bit on this game, then we'll go into 12 o'clock on the 29th for Villa. We all good? We're good. Okay, who wants to kick off? Kick off, Alex, and then
Hi, Mikel. What
Hello.
did you make of that 3-point early finish?
Very happy with the performance, individually and collectively. So dominant. We were a big threat. So very pleased with all of that. But the margin should have been much bigger. I mean, with the amount of situations, chances, open chances that we generated through the game, it should never be 2-1. But that's the Premier League. That's the step that we have to make. I think the first shot that they had, they scored the goal, and then David has to make another save to maintain the result. So yeah, but what I like is that we're having a lot of issues. We're dealing with it in an incredible way. Yesterday we lost Jurien, today we lose Calafia in the warm-up. Declan has to play as a fullback, and you see the performance that he put in. So that's the spirit, and that's how much our players want it.
How long can you sustain that with the amount of injuries you have? You seem like you're having to dig deep every week.
I don't know. At the moment, we survived 6 months. So let's see. It's another 5.5 to go. So hopefully things will get better. The good news as well, for example, we got Gabi earlier than expected, which is great. The medical staff, I think they've done an incredible job. The way he pushes himself as well. And that's what we need, because we lost one, we got somebody else back. And overall, I think the performance was against that really good side. Very, very good.
Simon, son?
Mikel, are the injury issues uniting the group?
Yes. Because as well, there are injuries with Jurien. He landed awkwardly, and there's something with Ricky was something as well very, very strange. And yeah, but you speak to Declan and tell him he needs to play there or as a right winger, and he said, okay, I'm up for the challenge, I'm going to do my best. And the attitude is great to witness.
This is the second week in a row where City have obviously gone top and you've had to respond within hours. How much confidence does that give you in the title race that you've done that twice in a row and you can last this?
But we can only control what we do, and we are doing a lot of good things. There are things that we have to improve as well, to have the margins better. We need more players back as well, to have better option and maintain the team very, very fresh. And every 3 days is going to be a challenge, and we are up for it.
Okay, James, CDS?
I would go, alluded to it in that first question, but if you keep performing this way, keep creating the shots and chances you do you feel like a very big statement win will come quite soon?
It has to be, because we have a lot of quality. But what I like is the way we play, the way we produce, how willing the players are to take that initiative, that aggression to make things happen. Because this is a very, very difficult team to play against. And I think we've done really well for the majority of the game.
Tom, Football London?
Mikel, could you talk a little bit about the process when you lose a player in the warm-up and the process to then picking a new player and how that goes? And panic set in, or you're very confident that plan B, C, D is going to be correct?
No, well, it's something that we have prepared, because we know that it can happen. So when I give the lineup, I always tell the boys, and the day before is be ready, because this is football, this is the Premier League, and anything can happen. Somebody now can get a bug, and an hour later he cannot play, and you have to be in the right mental frame to be able to perform immediately and don't go through that disappointment. And that's what the players are doing.
And what was the issue with Rishi just quickly?
It's something that he felt yesterday, something very awkward that happened, and today in the warm-up he wasn't comfortable.
James, yes, please?
You talked about margin should have been bigger. I think you said the same thing against Palace. You said 1 goal wins against Everton, Wolves. When was the last time you felt comfortable in a game?
Comfortable in this league, but that's a big word. But yeah, when the scoreline is bigger, but hopefully I don't have to use it that often.
But do you sort of feel that kind of nervous energy in the game? I mean, when was the last time as a manager you were...
With the crowd, you mean? Yeah, well, but because when you just concede in the last minutes, the game before against Palace as well, when we didn't really concede nothing, and then they scored in the first shot that they had. Obviously, it's this, but we have to be able to go through that as well with normality, with showing composure and understanding that, okay, you don't do that well, you are not efficient in the opponent's box, then you have to be incredibly good in your own, and that's a good way as well to going through that.
Okay, we'll do one more live with Isan from Daily Mail.
Hi.
2-1, it seems to get really nervy from the crowd to play it. Is that a consequence of the crowd being nervy and that translating to the
That's a willingness to win, that we all want to win so badly. That is, now I don't want to lose what I have, and we have to play. to continue to score and show that composure and that ability. And we should have scored the third one. I mean, we have two massive chances to put it 2-3-1, and then it would have been different. We haven't, so we have to suffer a little bit more.
Is that sustainable though, to be that emotional all the time in games?
Yes, from my side, yes.
Okay, guys.
Knock-on effect?
Sorry?
Can't have a knock-on effect though if you're emotional for every single game, regardless of the.
If you win, I think you win, you learn, and you go again. The knock-on effect of winning is
Hi Fabian, what are your thoughts on that today and how it went?
I think first half we didn't play a good game without courage, without personality. Second half completely the opposite. A lot of courage, had chances to make the 2-2, and in the end it's a disappointing result.
Tell us what the message was at half time, how disappointed were you with that first half and what did you take to play?
Play with more courage, play with more belief in your own quality, that's it.
Obviously you made a couple of changes. Did you see what you wanted to see from those players and how it impacted the game?
Yeah, not only from the players who come in, also from the other players. We saw another phase, and therefore with the second half we were pleased.
And I suppose it shows the fine margins, doesn't it, that even despite the first half you nearly scored an equaliser. It was obviously only a great save from Ryder that stopped him into getting that.
Yeah, I think the small margins make the difference in the league, especially when you play against a top team, and therefore we definitely have to improve, because also the goals, how we concede, was not that they all play us. It was more like individual mistakes from us, and there we have to improve.
I mean, can you take anything from this? It was looking sort of quite grim at one point from the way that you caused panic around the Emirates to a certain degree. Can you take anything from that to sort of buy on the coming game?
We have to, but in the end, it's not only about competing. You have to get points out of these games, especially when you have a second half performance like this. You need to make sure that you get something out of the game, and there we have to do it better. But overall, yeah, there's some positives to take away.
Looking at how you played in the second half, how you battled, do you sort of like regret how you set up in the first half?
Yeah, for sure. When you see this, then definitely there's something to regret in the first half.
How's Mitoma? What happened to Mitoma?
He was ill.
But is it going to be long term? Or?
I don't hope that it's long term, so I hope he will be back on Tuesday.
Hi Fabian, that's no wins in 5 now for your team, and you've got West Ham and Burnley coming up next. Do you see those fixtures as an opportunity to turn this form around, and what do you think about this form going into the new year as well?
We have to turn around, definitely, but we have to focus on performance, not only on results. I think that's the main thing. The Premier League is ruthless, and you need to get the best out of the performance, and then you will get the results you deserve. But therefore, we have to make sure that we can do the small margins for 90 minutes.
Hi Fabian, how much would you put the first half performance compared to the second half down to mentality? Because in the first half, we looked like a team waiting to hit the
Mentality is, I think everyone describes mentality differently, and the definition of it can go in different directions. So that's why I wouldn't use mentality, but it's definitely like we didn't have the belief in the pressing. We didn't have the courage to press like we wanted to press. We didn't seem to look like a team who has quality, and I think that's the main thing. We have quality. We proved it in this season so far. We can compete with every team in the league, and we proved it another time in the second half, and that's the thing we have to take away.
And just 2 other things on the winners, bearing in mind that Arsenal had deputising fullbacks. When did you know that Mitoma wouldn't be available, and Minte obviously has been a regular starter so far, so what was the thinking behind you not starting today?
I think the first decision was just to make sure that everyone who's playing deserves to play, and like we just mentioned with Mitoma, he had an illness. We had or we received the information yesterday, so it was quite short term. Unfortunately, we all know how important Mitoma is for us, and that's why I was not happy to, or was not great to receive that message.
Just wanted to ask you, obviously, not the result you wanted today. How important is squad harmony and just keeping the boys together at times like this?
I think especially for us as a club, togetherness is so important, and that's the main thing we overcome these phases with togetherness, not as individuals, and therefore we have to keep emphasizing these values, and that's what we always did.
No?